Yo, Ryan from the Melbourne Centre of Healing here. How are we all doing? Good? Yep. Okay, me too. So, a couple of things happened this week that had me questioning myself a little bit. Two events. The first event was I had my morning coffee, went to have my first sip. This was a few days ago. And instead of going for the little micro sip to test the heat of the coffee, I was eager and I went in. And the coffee was hotter than normal and it burnt my tongue. I found myself swearing. I found myself immediately wanting to blame the person that made the coffee, and then, or even blaming the coffee itself. Or blaming the container that it was in for being deceiving and not having the heat that my hand was feeling transfer to how much heat was inside the cup. So I was trying to blame everything ridiculous. The main point here was I was in a happy state and then bang, my happy state went away. The second thing that happened was I'm working away in the office doing my thing, and then I got near completing whatever it was that I was doing and the Wi-Fi drops out. Once again, I find myself swearing, seems to be a common theme, and I start looking to blame. I'm like, okay, it's the internet provider, it's the person who works for the internet providing company, it's the modem, it's the cable, it's my computer. Just trying to blame, and it changed my state. Again, I was happy, I was focused, and then bang, I got shitty and I was swearing. So I asked myself this question: how cheap is my happiness? If my happiness can be taken away that easy, then I really got to ask that question. It seems pretty cheap. So with the second situation, I found myself, after getting shitty for a bit, I asked that question and I thought, come on, surely my happiness isn't that cheap. So I took a moment, I went into the other room and I looked at it as an opportunity to disconnect. And I did a bit of meditating for 5 or 10 minutes. But I could have also read a book. But I didn't have to let it take away my happiness. So it got me thinking about what else takes away our happiness. And I made a list, and I put it in the blog, yeah? So a list of things, and I gave it a dollar value as well. So whatever it was that takes our happiness, I give it a dollar value and then a bit of advice around it. So we've got things like Wi-Fi dropping out, your pen stops working, watching someone do a task incorrectly. I've got finding out someone has said something about you behind your back. This one's worth $50. So it's not a lot, but, and the reason I gave it $50 is because what anyone says about you, it's not about you, it's simply a reflection of them. Therefore, there's no need to take anything personally. What about thinking about misfortunes of the past? When you're in a happy state, then some event from your past comes up and it takes away your happiness. I gave this one $500 because this is a big one, yeah? A bit more expensive, because we get stuck about thinking in the past. Truth is that whatever that event was, it only happened once. It's only kept alive in our mind. When something keeps presenting itself in our mind, some event from the past, some traumatic event, it just means that the unconscious mind is bringing that event up because it needs to be dealt with. So there's an opportunity to go really deep with that event, go really deep, find out what it's really about and resolve it, then we can let it go for good. What else have we got here? Someone trolling you online, $1.50. Bumping into your ex, that's a good one. Oh, okay. Death of a loved one. This is the only one I couldn't give a price. There's no price you can put on this, because hearing about the death of a loved one will take away your happiness every single time. There's no getting around that. The question here is, how long for? Now, there's a grieving process that we need to go through when we lose someone close to us. And that grieving process goes through a whole range of emotions. Really though, once we go through that grieving process, we can then let those feelings go and we can actually celebrate the time that this loved one has spent here on the earth. And that's what it's all about. And I've worked with a lot of people who are still holding on to grief 20 plus years from whenever it was that they lost someone. That's not how we honor someone. Honoring someone's going through that grieving process, then coming out the other end, celebrating that person's life, and then living an amazing life ourselves. Back to the list. Things that take away our happiness, The housemate leaving the toilet seat up. This is only worth $1, $1. Come on, ladies, it's not a big deal. Looking at yourself in the mirror. Well, this can be a big one. People walk in front of the mirror and they don't like what they see. And it takes away our happiness. First step, love yourself unconditionally. Whatever it is you don't like, it doesn't matter. You need to look at yourself in the eyes in the mirror and send yourself love, and keep sending yourself love until it brings you to tears. Then, if you do still want to change a part of yourself, then we can go ahead and change it. And we're coming from love, not hate. Coming from love is just so much more powerful. Waiting in a queue. Your lotto number's not coming up. Anyway, there's a whole list there. You'll have to have a look on the blog. One thing that I have come across as well working with people is a lot of us don't feel like we deserve happiness. And this is so untrue, but it's so common. We think that whatever we've done in our life means that we don't deserve to be happy. Everyone deserves to be happy. Doesn't matter what we've done. Doesn't matter if we think we're bad. It's not true. If you peel back all the layers of every human, underneath all those layers of that onion, and some of us have more layers than others, right? But once you get down to it, joy, love, peace, happiness, that's our natural state. We're just covered up with all the other stuff. So no matter who you are, no matter what you've done, you deserve happiness. Every single human being does. That's all from me today, guys. Peace.